come here and bore you everyone to death, so I'll try to keep this quick. First, I gotta thank the Rose family, mostly for looking the other way when meeting Zach. When I first met Sarah, I said, "Wow, Zach, you really married up." Zach looks back at me, slightly befuddled. "Up?" He goes, "What do you mean up? Charlotte's down south." I've known Zach for a pretty long time, and we've had some pretty crazy experiences together. And I've already had several drinks tonight, so I'm gonna share some of the wilder stories with everyone. Zach, I'm nervous on you right now. It's 2 weeks into freshman year in high school. I'm sitting in Miss Igo's history class. I don't really know anybody. Over walks this gangly kid, glass of Kool-Aid in hand. "Want to join BBYO?" he asks. And that was how I first met Zach Schwartz. Talk about making a good first impression. Can we all admit right now that BBYO was 100% a cult? So, unfortunately, I never made it up to Ardsley on any of those late night drives that Zach used to take. And thankfully, only Blake got PTSD after walking in on Zach in that Borgata bathroom. But Zach and I have had some pretty good trips together. The craziest trip, literally, was in Delaware. Then we went up to Syracuse for a weekend, middle of the summer. Zach forgets to tell us there's no air conditioning. Luckily, his indoor garden was in full bloom. We went to Israel twice actually together. The second time we even organized our own bus of 20 friends. Well, I had 19 friends and Zach got a Brahma. But Zach really is great to travel with. And not only because he's down for anything, anytime, but because he truly embraces the Schwartz family motto: points at all costs. Zach treats points like a little kid in an arcade treats tickets. One day, Zach, I promise, I'm gonna teach you how this whole point thing really works. So, I can say a lot of nice things about all of my friends' parents, but Debbie Schwartz might be on a pantheon of her own. We've all spent a lot of time and eaten a lot of meals at the Schwartzes growing up. I mean, Debbie basically ran a free bed and breakfast for Zach's parents for last 15 years. And not only is Debbie a great cook, but the Schwartzes had a house account at Hanami. Having a friend in high school who has a house account at Hanami is literally the greatest thing in the world. Second, only maybe to having an older brother who's willing to buy you alcohol and give you his license to use as a fake ID. Well, unless your brother is Jason Schwartz. The Schwartzes were such good customers at Hanami that when Debbie moved outside of their delivery zone, Hanami literally went out of business. Debbie even allowed us to throw one of the more memorable parties junior year on New Year's Eve. And minus that small hiccup sophomore year when Zach threw a party and didn't invite his cousin, and the cousin then ratted him out and got Zach grounded for 6 months, I'd say we had a pretty good run. So thanks a lot, cousin. Whatever you are. Larry's gotta be one of the more generous people I know. I'm not even sure Larry knows how generous he is. Know you by name. Simply because of all the Larry chants we started over the years. So, if you're looking to scapegoat anyone for all those miscellaneous $90 charges that you've accumulated on your credit card, talk to Judah. Judah's the culprit. Judah started all of that. I just partook in the shots. They always say you marry someone just like your mother. Jen and Sarah are two of the nicest, warmest people I've ever met. Couldn't be more similar to Debbie. And Larry is just a great guy, someone you always want to hang out with. So I guess the saying that you always marry someone just like your father isn't really true. Right, Nicole? Jason, I was going to actually be quite tough on you, for obvious reasons. But then I remembered the UCS hierarchy. You babysit Zach, Zach babysits Koshi, and Koshi makes all the decisions. So I guess in hindsight, Coach, you really should have been in charge of organizing Vegas. I have to imagine the itinerary would have included more than just TBD. Jason organized Vegas for Zach, and yet he hates fun so much he won't even see them in concert. Alright, let me get serious for a minute, then I'll get back to the toast. Larry comes from a pretty amazing family. Holocaust survivors who, like so many, lost everything, and yet were still able to accomplish so much. Not only did they start what has become a very successful business, but they instilled values in their children and in their grandchildren that have enabled them to become pillars of their communities. Zach's academic career, if you can call it that, may not have been particularly stellar, but his civic contribution to both his people and his community is quite commendable. Zach, it broke my heart when we moved to Charlotte. Not only because you're my most fun friend to go out with, but because look at what you left me with. Levine and his career, and Rockoff and his lack of one. I mean, Levine is pumping out babies like they're AP scores, and Rockoff speaks to girls like they're Martians. Mike is so drunk right now, he actually thinks we're at a NASCAR event. Blake disappeared to hang out with the waiters out back. Sedell is valeting cars out front. Marcos couldn't make it because his dad has work tomorrow. I'm not even sure Marco was invited. And Tim is still just trying to fit in. No, but seriously, I know I'm probably going to get into trouble for half the things I said today. So before the curtain drops and some poor girl has to come and speak after me, Zach, I love you. You've clearly found your perfect complement, a beautiful and intelligent girl, the exact girl you've always been looking for. And when you do decide to move back to New York, I will be at the airport waiting. Levine won't be able to make it, or probably his mom's birthday or something. But I will be there, with a sign, with big letters, and lots of pictures, just the way you like it.